Welcome to the Friday Night Campfire Stories. My name is Rob and I will be your host for this evening. If you're new here, I'm a short story writer, and every single Friday we experience a chapter from one of my short stories. However, we try to make our weeks as creepy as possible. And you see, although my stories may be creepy or eerie or scary, they're not real. They're made up. But the real, true terrors lie in everyday life and happen to people just like you and me every single day across the world. That's why every single Wednesday we do a deep dive into one of these cases. We experience victims who are just living their normal lives. This is where the true terror lies. That's why I would like to welcome you to my series, Far From Fiction. For today's case, we travel to Kamas, Utah. We visit the Richins family. The Richins were a family of 5 that lived in Kamas, Utah. The family included Eric, the father, Kouri, the mother, and their 3 children. They seemed to have a normal Utah family. Eric came from a long line of Richins who are all from Utah. They seemed to be the normal family that was until one fateful morning on March 4th, 2022. Kouri had awoken to find her husband had tragically and randomly passed away at the age of 39. She called for an ambulance, but there was no saving her husband. He had left this earth. Later on that day, Eric's family came over to grieve with the now widowed Kouri. All of them were sad, but tried to celebrate the life of Eric as opposed to being sad over the situation. Apparently Eric wouldn't have wanted them to cry, but instead dance. The family would put on country music in honor of Eric, and they made sure to play his favorite song, Till You Can't by Cody Johnson. The family sang and danced in the memory of Eric. One of Eric's sisters, Amy, was recording the moment from her phone. When they played the video back, they noticed random lights flickering around Kouri while she was on the screen. They liked to think it was Eric dancing with his wife one last time. It was at this party things started to turn a little weird though. During the dance party, Kouri had called a locksmith to open Eric's safe. The safe supposedly had upwards of $100,000 in it. The family of Eric disagreed with her opening it though. They said that it wasn't hers to open. Later on, in a meeting with the estate planner, they credited Eric's sister, Katie, with the trust in the estate, meaning that she was the one who got to make all the decisions on where his possessions went. This caused Kouri to lose her mind, because she believed that the family was not going to let her keep the house that was in Eric's name and not hers. She became so irate with the situation that she slapped Katie right in the face. Kouri was found guilty of domestic violence for this act. The events were sad, and obviously Kouri was going through a lot, but she had to keep her head up and move on. The death of Eric was hard on her, but also on the kids, who were now without their father. Kouri had to find the motivation to give her kids, and the motivation that she found seemed to get them through the worst of times when dealing with grief of their dad. Realizing her children weren't the only ones who were going through the death of a parent at a young age, Kouri thought it might be best to share some of her wisdom with other children. Kouri became a public figure and used her experience as fuel to help as many kids as she could. She published a children's book called Are You With Me? In the book's description, it states, "It's a heartwarming and reassuring book gently guides children through difficult experiences of losing a loved one. Written by a loving mother who personally faced this challenge, this book is designed to offer comfort and solace to the young minds in ways that is both accessible and engaging." With vivid and colorful illustrations, Are You With Me follows the story of a child who's lost their father, but who is reminded that his presence still exists all around them, just like an angel watching over them. Whether it's playing at the park or simply enjoying a quiet moment at home, the child is comforted by the knowledge that their father is always by their side. As a book that celebrates the resilience of human spirits, Are You With Me is a must-read for any child who has experienced the pain of loss, and for parents who want to provide their children with the emotional support they need to heal and grow. However, Viewing this page, you may notice that it has a review rating of only 1.7 stars. Why would that be so low? How could anyone leave a negative review on such an inspiring story? How dare they say negative things about a single mother who lost her husband who she loved so much? Well, it's because the story that Kouri was leading people to believe wasn't the reality. Let's go back to the night of March 3rd, 2022. The night before the death of Eric. He liked to partake in a nightly Moscow Mule that helped to ease him to sleep. However, it was this Moscow Mule that would end his life. You see, the reports of Eric's death stated that he had taken a lethal dosage of fentanyl, and that is what killed him. Where did he get that dose from? Well, none other than his loving wife, Kouri Richins.
A stunning turn of events for an author who wrote a children's book about the loss of her husband. The comments on Amazon praised her for helping other families handle grief. Well, now she is under arrest, charged with murdering the husband she paid tribute to in that book. Here's Ann Mercogliano.
This mother of three was celebrated for a children's book she wrote about grief after her husband died.
He was 39. It completely took us all by shock.
But now a bombshell new chapter. She's accused of murdering him. Kouri Richins told authorities she found her 39-year-old husband, Eric, cold to the touch on the floor in their bedroom. The newly widowed mom posted this tribute video to her husband on Facebook. "Life is just so damn hard without you here," she writes. Then she published this book teaching kids how to deal with grief. She titled it, "Are You With Me?" It features an image of her smiling husband in the clouds with angel wings and a halo. It's dedicated to my amazing husband and a wonderful father.
Dad is still here. It's just in a different way.
33-year-old Richins was interviewed about her book by KTVX in Salt Lake City.
My kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced.
Her book gets 5-star reviews on Amazon. Very well written and from the heart. Thank you, Kouri, for writing a book that helps young minds understand that spirits of our loved ones are around us always. But in a stunning development, Kouri Richins was just arrested in her husband's death. Authorities say they found 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his body. She allegedly asked an acquaintance for pills so strong she called it the Michael Jackson stuff. Court documents say 3 weeks before he died, Eric Richins had gotten very ill after a Valentine's Day dinner with his wife. Eric told a friend that he thought his wife was trying to poison him.
Eric's family had hired a private investigator. They had their suspicions from day one, stating that Eric once told his sister that Kouri had tried to poison his drink once prior on a vacation in Greece. It was in May of 2023 when a shocking turn of events, Kouri Richins was arrested on the charges of aggravated murder, attempted murder, and drug distribution. She apparently had laced his Moscow Mule with 5 times the lethal dosage of fentanyl. She sat in a jail cell being denied bail until August of 2023. Prosecutors alleged that Kouri poisoned Eric with a fatal dose of fentanyl, potentially motivated by financial gain and desire to end their marriage. It also didn't help that the courts went through Kouri's search history and found many things that helped catch her kind of red-handed. Some of the Google searches included, I found this very fun to go through, so maybe you guys will too. The Google searches included, if someone is poisoned, what does it go down on their death certificate as? What is a lethal dosage of fentanyl? Can cops force you to take a lie detector test? If a death certificate says pending, will life insurance still pay? Luxury prisons for the rich in America. How to permanently delete information from an iPhone remotely. FBI analysis of electronics in an investigation. Lately, we've been doing a lot of open cases that are still unsolved, but Kouri has found herself in quite the pickle. And the family that once danced with her in mourning after the death of her husband are now fighting for justice for their brother and family member. Kouri, however, has a different fight. She has stated and continues to state that she is still innocent and should not be found guilty of the charges. However, in my opinion, this seems just too obvious that it's not just a wrong place, wrong time sort of deal. It should also be known that Kouri owed creditors $2 million, which just so happened that she would have gotten right around that $2 million with the 5 life insurance policies that were in Eric's name. Kouri will stand trial for the charges scheduled April 28, 2025. If she's found guilty, she will face 25 to life. So that is going to do it for today. Let me know what you think about this case down in the comment section below. Even though it may be a little obvious, but still, I'd love to hear your opinions down in the comment section. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys for taking time to watch this video. We make videos 3 times every single week. Every Monday, we do an episode of Echoes of the Past, which is where I go into the history of a haunted location, who it may be haunted by, and all the history that revolves around these locations. Every single Wednesday, we do an episode of Far From Fiction, which is what we are doing today. As always, I'm also open to any true crime cases that you would like me to cover down in the comment section below. And then every single Friday, of course, is the namesake of the channel. It is the Friday Night Campfire Stories, where we do a chapter from one of my stories, creating a new viewing experience. However, if you want to see the original forms, you can get it. Right now, available on Amazon is my first collection of short stories, Whisper in the Shadows. It is available on Amazon. It's the top link in the description. But yes, also this Friday, we will be starting a brand new story. I think you guys are going to really, really enjoy it. It's my scariest one that I've written so far. So if you want to look at the trailer for it, that is available right now. But this Friday, we will be doing the first chapter of that story. So if you guys have any interest in that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and then we will see you back here on Friday. But that is all for today. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for spending a little bit of your day here with me.